Welcome back to Temple Bound. Today's episode is unlike any we've done before. Instead of one interview, you're going to hear a collection of voices. Stories from sons and daughters of the Mully children's family in Kenya, each of them rescued from an unthinkable hardship, homeless, and each now standing as a living evidence of what God's love can do. In these conversations, you're going to meet men and women who were abandoned, abused, orphaned, or left to survive on the streets, and then rescued into a family built by faith, sacrifice, and an unwavering leadership of Charles and Esther Mully. So what you're about to hear are the stories of these children and how they became lawyers, graduating from college, IT specialists, social workers, and leaders, and all decided to come back and serve with their dad and mom in Mully's children's family. So across every story, you're going to notice some threads. I want you to pay attention to this. God placing people in their path at exactly the right moment, a home that feeds both body and spirit, a family that teaches discipline, love, and honestly, most importantly, forgiveness, and a gospel that transforms despair into destiny. So this episode is going to be a witness to you to hear how Christ can enter your life. And I hope that you'll get out of it what I experienced by being in Kenya with these people. Enjoy the show. Thank you for being on the show. Can you share with us how you came to be a part of the Mully children's family?
Yeah, so my name is Emmanuel Mwaringa. I'm coming from the coastal parts of Kenya. I'm born in the year 2000. I'm a third born in the family of 6 siblings. Initially, we were 8, but I can say God took 2. They were still young. So I became the third born. Life before being rescued by Mully children's family was not good, because I was born and found family chaos between my paternal parents and my mother. And this was because my mother had given birth to 4 ladies before a boy. So according to our tradition, is that the man is expected to be the successor of the family. Now it happened that my mother had given birth to ladies only. So the family, the paternal parents, they decided to chase my mother because they saw like she was not delivering anything to the family. They thought like maybe she had brought chaos to the family. She is not boring male children in that family. So before being chased to that home, I was born. So I became the first boy in our family. But I was not good. I was sick. I was born not good. I had many sicknesses. So each and every day I could go to hospital. So it's a situation that made my family to hate my mother more and more, because I was expected to be the successor. And now, you see, I'm sick each and every day. I have lots of illness. So a situation that led the family also to have more grudge on my mother. They decided to chase her. My father had nothing to say because he was just being controlled by his parents. Now, I had no otherwise. I was young than to follow my mother. My mother had not schooled. She had no experience, work experience, nothing at all. So what she could just depend on was going to some people's farm to get money so that she could cater for my needs. I was very young. Medical bills for me and also my schooling. So she could not cater for them all. And one of her jobs, or one of her laborers' works she was doing at the moment, was cutting down trees so that she could make firewoods to sell, so that I could get something together with her. In the process of cutting down trees, she happened to injure herself in the eye. So a huge medical bill was required for her to undergo a surgery. She could not cater for everything. She just laid on the bed and nothing was happening. I was there, seeing my mother helpless. Myself, I can't do anything. I'm very young, I can't work. My mother is depending on no one because she had no parents. She's an orphan. So that situation, at a young age, I had to run away from home. But before running away from the maternal family, you know, I had my aunts, the sisters to my mother. I went to them, and I expected they could just help me. At least I could get shelter, some food. But they said, off you go. All of them, they rejected me. So in a normal sense, nowhere I could go. Nowhere I could go. I went to my uncles till the second time. No hope still came from them. So they just chased me away from the maternal home. I had no other choice. At the age of 14 years, I ran away from home, from that family. That's when I landed in Vipingo, a certain city in the coastal parts of Kenya. I landed in Vipingo. I was very young, still ill because I had not gotten enough treatment so that I could be well. So in order to make my life somehow comfortable, I decided to engage into certain jobs. So that's when I landed into being a laborer in a certain in hardware, offloading cements at a very young age, less than 15, 14, I mean, at a very young age. My muscle could not help me, but I had no other option. So I decided to work under an Arab. I decided to work there, not working, just laboring, because it is labor. I can't call that a work job. So because of I was very young, because of my age, they could underpay me, and there is nothing they could do about it. So also my level of illness increased because at some point I could feel that I had very strange muscle pain and also chest because I was very young and those loads are very heavy. So offloading cements and also supplying steel and other construction materials from and to the sites where construction was being done. I never knew about God much. I never knew about God that much, but I used to pray. However little it was. That's when, in the process of my laboring, I happened to be found by one of the village elders in Vipingo, who came by where I was, helpless, no food. I had tried to work. Maybe sometimes you can lack even the job itself, so you have to stay without getting anything to eat the whole day. So he came by where I was, and I just found myself in his house because at that moment I could not feel what was going on. So now, after I woke up where he took me from, after I woke up, I was in his house, and he asked me of how life had been, and I explained to him that the whole story, and the way I have ran away from the oppressiveness of my relatives. Then he decided to give me a shelter. He was an old man, so he could not also sustain for me. Himself was also a problem for him to sustain himself. So
sure,
it was an added burden to him. So that's when he introduced me to Mully Student Family. He introduced me to Mully Student Family. He explained to the head teacher, who was also a Mully Student Family beneficiary. So because he has gone through the program of Mully Student Family, and he has gone through the toughest moments in life, so he had a story also. So seeing me and hearing my testimony, it he felt concerned about it, and that's when he could not do it alone, but he had to also contact the Mully, that's when I was rescued. So upon the rescue in the year, when I was very young. I was very young, so I went through the program of Mully family until I was transferred to Mully family in Dalani in grade 9. So in grade 9, I was very privileged also because I felt relieved to have left my home county, at least to begin a new life at a foreign country that I never thought about. Maybe I would encounter many new peoples with new ideas, different mindsets. So I came to Mully family in Dalani branch. I joined the secondary level, the high school level from grade 9 to grade 12, which I completed 2022 March. And again, Mully family gave me an opportunity. I went to Mully College, where I majored in deep, ICT, that is Information Communication Technology. From the year September 2022 until this year, 2025, July, I completed my 3-year program.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So when I completed the course, Daddy Mully did not get rid of me, maybe to say, this person, I'm integrating him to the society. No, he said, I'm not yet done with you. So he called me again to Mully family in Dalan, where I stayed, and I was among the chosen people to represent Mully family and Africa generally to Canada for the promise of music.
Amazing.
Yeah, so from I can say August of this year, we began our training. We trained, and by October, we traveled from here via Qatar to Canada, where we represented Africa and the Mully family at large very well. So
were you proud to represent the family?
Yeah. It was one of my best moments ever in life because I never thought about it. I never thought maybe music could lead me to some places like Canada. 3 biggest cities of Canada, Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Manitoba, those areas, I have never felt a kind of, I felt like God had seen something in me. So, but above all, I thank God for using the Mully because I know many people are out there, they are suffering. Maybe they are suffering more than what I have passed through. But out of all those people, regardless of who I am, I got the opportunity to come to Mully family.
That's wonderful. What would you say, my last question, what would you say to a little boy who's struggling the way that you were back in the day, when you were at the worst of the worst, before you started this wonderful journey? What would you want them to know?
Okay, what I can tell them is that no situation is permanent. And if there is any young boy who is struggling out there and maybe he is expecting an encouragement from me, I might tell him to read from the book of Jeremiah 29:11 that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." So the biggest pillar you must have in your life is standing with God, and everything will be possible because my story could not reach to where I am right now. Suppose it was not through prayer. So prayers can move mountains, and I can tell someone who is watching me right here to submit your grievances or requests to God. The situation that you are passing through right now, through faith, and the action you take in prayers, God is going to see you through, and you're going to testify more than what I have testified today.
Well, welcome to the show. I sure appreciate you being here. Could you share your story about how you came to join the Mully children's family?
Okay. So I was born in the year 2002, September 28th, in Kitale, Kenya. Is a slum. I call it Kitale slum, Kipsongok. So during that time, I was rescued after 5 months of my birth. Since at that point, that area that was living that environment was not very accommodating. Yes, we find that the area was very pathetic. We had sewages and also like trash, everything they are putting everywhere. You find that the place is very prone to diseases. You find that we have dirty waters running. Yeah, people just throw it on the surface, on the doors. Yeah, and also the houses are not that great. You find that they are made of peppers. Others are made of clays. You find that when it is raining, some might been through you find that it's very difficult to live in that area because the environment was not very accommodating. That's why I was rescued. The environment that at that time, you find that an infant used to be in a bad shape. You find that is prone to is vulnerable to disease. You find that is being taken, him or her taken to hospital each and now and every then. Find that the family, they are spending a lot of money. They don't have money. You find that they need to beg on the street to be able to support. Yeah. So when I was rescued, me and my mother and also my aunt. Yeah, my aunt Stella Loko. So at that particular time, we were so grateful to come here to Mully Children's family after that struggle that he had. My older aunt was let's say 7 years, 8 years old. She has passed through challenges mostly. She had gone through a lot. And this also find my mother was also not in a very good shape. She was really struggling. I remember her crying, telling me that story back then. And also you find that at that particular time I was not medically in a bad shape. And also if you look at my health back then, we could not have said that is Kelly. Yeah, because I was very thin. I was a head like also Pashoko. You have those diseases, and I thank God that I was rescued. That back then I was rescued at MCF Eldoret. That's where Mully Children's family started. There, when I arrived there, I was received with love, or received with care, a lot of care, and also I thank God for the Mully Mamista for their support. Each and everything, medically, education, and also food, shelter, clothing. I really thank them for that. So I came here, I studied my primary school, and also I joined high school here, from grade 9 to grade 12. At grade 9, that was in the year 2016, a very tragic incident happened in my life. I lost my mother, my dear mother. So Daddy called me. He encouraged me and comforted me there. I really cried. And I was not very good at that year. I had some discomfort, I had some pain, because losing a mother is not easy. People will not always be there like your mother did. And also, yeah.
That was really tough.
Yeah, that was really tough.
And then Daddy Mully took care of you and comforted you during that time.
Really comforted me, and I really thank for that. And also, my mother had also my dear. We are two, me and my brother. So he also told me to come with my brother. I also appreciate. He's here studying now. He's in grade 10, and I thank for that. So that was really very one of my toughest years that I had here. So after that, I finished my grade 12. I graduated with a B- grade.
Good.
I'm good. I thank God for that. And also, I got an opportunity to join in Kirinyaga University. That's one of the good universities we have in Kenya. And also, I thank God and Daddy Mully for their support in Kirinyaga University. I recently graduated 9th October this year. I graduated with a degree in construction and property management.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. Yeah. So I graduated there with that degree, and now here I'm serving at the construction department, supervising works, and also doing it in a comforting and loving way, in a kind manner, as I was taught by Daddy. Daddy usually instill love, instill discipline, instill hope in you. So I would like also in that field that I am there, also to infill others with hope, with love, and also with that care, that generosity that he has. I'm really grateful for that, and also I'm following his footsteps, also to transform there back home. I want to really one day go there and transform it. I know all will be well, so that other infants who are there, who are really going through a lot, and also not in good shapes, to help them, give them hope, because in this life, when you're given an opportunity, given hope, you can really go far. I've seen that, and I know God will make me go far. In the future, I want to be recognized in the construction industry. I want to write books, people to get inspired through my story. Here, starting from Mully family all the way to construction things, advising them on also new implementation, new innovation that I will be writing on the stuff. And also through my books, I know men will be transformed, and also men will get that get that heart that though we have challenges, when we have hope, when we have love, and also when we have Jesus Christ. This is a Christian-based organization. So when I joined here, actually, the first thing, one of the first things that was still in me is Jesus Christ. I got saved. I remember I got saved when I was in grade 8. I was in grade 8 when I got saved, and I really came to understand Jesus Christ, the good things that I have. When in Jesus Christ, you forgot about everything. You just dwell. You just immerse yourself in. You just get to have that joy, that feeling every time. You see, that hope also is renewed. So when you have Jesus, I think you have everything. And that I appreciate, to get to know God through Mully's family home. And I know that also through my story there, men will get saved, because Jesus Christ is everything. And I really thank God for that. And I also want to just also advance my studies, do masters, and also, if possible, maybe PhD one day.
All right.
Yeah, I know God will help me.
Very nice to meet you. How did you end up joining the Mully children's family?
Okay. Before I joined MCF, I was living with my mother after my father passed on in 1998. One day, as we were in Eldoret market, she she told me to sit somewhere, and she promised that she will come back, but she never did. Because I was not patient enough to wait for long, I started moving around the town until it reached night. And there is someone who was doing his business, and while he was closing, he saw me again, because he said he saw me several times. Because it was night and I was 8 years old, the help he offered me was to take me to a police station as a lost child. And then in the police station, I was taken to juvenile remand home, where children who have no place to go are held before the government sought for placement or looking for one's relatives. And then I was remanded as a child under 18 years. One day while Daddy was in his ministries, together with this
Your daddy is Charles Mully.
Daddy Charles Mully and Mommy Esther, together with their biological children, came to visit in juvenile remand home in Eldoret, giving the word of God, sharing their love with us, like food. They came with cooked food, clothes. I remember they came twice with some visitors from abroad. After the second time, as we were singing and dancing together with them, they saw two children who were so happy, and Daddy decided that he will go with us, the two of us. We were two girls, myself and the other one. But I was brought to MCF with a Land Cruiser, the police van, because Daddy Mully had accepted to take me as one of his children. And that is how I joined MCF.
So at 8 years old, you join here after being abandoned and left for days on the streets.
Yes.
And what was that like for you to come here? What was that like for you to live here in those first few months?
Sorry?
What was it like for you when you came
Okay.
here at first?
In MCF there are many children. So when I joined, I was welcomed well. Children were happy to see a new family member, and I was happy and adapted immediately. It was so nice to be part of them.
How long did it take to feel like this was your home?
Not long because the children that I found showed me love, and I forgot the problems I went through.
Very interesting. And so from 8 on, you grew, and then did you graduate from high school here?
Yes. I joined grade 1 to grade 8, and then I continued with high school until I graduated here.
Amazing. And so during that process, I've learned that with most of Mully's children, there's a lot of learning about Jesus. What was that like for you, learning about Jesus and getting to know him over those years here with the family?
Yeah, Daddy, according to his testimony, he was given a vision by God, and taking us through the spiritual life was good, because we realized that who we are and everything that we have or are it's about God.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you ever need to forgive your parents during that process? Did you ever go through that experience?
Yeah. At first, it was difficult to admit or to accept my mother's mistake. But when I completed college and I started working, I was able to reunite with her. And because in MCF we are being told how to forgive and forget, because I realized that it was God's plan.
Why do you think God's plan includes those hard things?
Because even if we pass through challenges, at the end of the day, God will take us through. Because he cannot give us challenges without solutions. And as a result, why I'm convinced it was about God, it's because while I was with my mother, I was not going to school. She was jobless.
Yeah.
She was working with me around begging for food or money. But when I came to MCF, I was able to get everything for free. And at the end of the day, as I reflect back, I'm convinced that it was God's work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went to college. What did you go to college for?
I went to Nairobi. I was taken to Nairobi for a 3-year course. A diploma leading to community development and social work.
So are you a social worker now?
Yes.
Oh my word. Who do you help? Who do you work with?
My younger brothers and sisters.
So you've gone through this process, become a social worker. Now you're helping younger people in Mully's family
Yes.
deal with their trauma and figure out how to heal.
Yes.
Wow. So tell me what that's like. What's that like to be serving younger versions of yourself here at Mully's?
It's like a calling because it is a difficult work. But if you have passion in it, you will never see any difficulty. You will love doing what we do or what I do because that is what I have learned through Daddy Mully. Helping without complaining, without giving up. Challenges are there, but challenges are there to strengthen us and to make us better.
What would you say to a little girl who's listening to this, who may be in a similar situation that you were in? What would you want her to know as she hears you tell this story?
Challenges are there. God created us not to suffer. God cannot abandon us. Even if our family members are unable to take care of us, there will always be a good Samaritan somewhere sent by God to take us through this life.
Well, thank you so much for stopping and pausing. Your story is beautiful and inspiring, and may God bless you in your work with your children as a social worker.
Thank you, and I'm glad for having me and taking your time to know about me.
So tell me your story. How did you end up here with the Mully family?
Yes, so I joined Mully Children's Family in the year 2017 when I was in grade 9. And now how I ended up in Mully Children's Family, I was rescued from my aunt's place. And the reason of my rescue is that when I was born, at the age of around 4 to 5, I was left by my parents. My mom was very ill. And then my dad took my mom to seek for medical attention and they never came back. And now the remaining guardians or relatives decided to divide us amongst the other relatives, and that's how I ended up in my auntie's place, which is our home is in Machakos County, in a place known as Masinga. And I have been raised there by my aunt, and when I was in grade 6, her husband was killed in Nairobi by some robbers, and then life now became so tough. Yeah, although life was tough even before the death of my uncle, because living with cousins is really tough because sometimes they could even hide something and say I'm the one who have taken it. Yeah, life was so tough. Sometimes I was forced to escape and stay in the forest because my aunt used to travel a lot because she was a catechist. So when I was left with my cousins who are male, they used to treat me badly. And my only option was to escape, maybe sometimes go to the nearby forest, sleep there, or to the neighbors, or to one of my primary teachers' place to sleep there. And then that primary school teacher who was helping me during those tough times is the one who connected me to MCF, and she applied for me to Dr. Charles Mully in Nyansani, which is a community school up there for the community. And when I went there now, I was rescued from there to Mully Children's Family here.
Wow. So how old you said you were 8 years old? Or how old were you again?
When I came here, I was around 13 years old or 12, grade 9.
And what was that like? What was that like coming here after being in danger and losing your mom and dad? That must have been hard.
Yeah.
How is that like living here when you first moved here?
Now, when I first arrived at Mully Children's Family, I was so surprised to see a lot of people living in the same place, a lot of children, all of them happy, calling someone daddy and another person mommy. And yeah, I was so surprised. And when I continued to stay for about a week, I came to realize this is the best place because, first of all, here I got food, which I didn't have on a daily. My aunt could not afford 3 meals in a day for our children and also me. So I got my meals here, each and every meal. I also got shelter. Most important, I got spiritual nourishment. And I was taught how to forgive by my parents because here I got someone I can call daddy and someone I can call mommy. So life became so smooth for me. All of a sudden, my life turned around and everything became so interesting. All of a sudden, I could now realize my talent. I could now realize I can lead. I can stand before people. I can talk to people. Yeah, everything became so interesting.
It's interesting. You said two things I want to touch upon. One of them is that, and this is true with every child I've met here at Mully's Children's Family, is there's this process of forgiving the people who abused or neglected or hurt you. Why was that so important for you to learn to forgive your parents?
Okay, it was, first of all, I usually say that my parents did not have a mistake because I feel like they didn't have anything even to feed us, even to take good care of us. And though I was so bitter before coming here about them because when I was going through a lot of problems in my aunt's place, I was asking myself, if my parents were here, maybe I could not have been be going through this.
Right.
So I was taught, here in MCF, we are taught about forgiveness a lot. And it was so important because when you forgive someone, at least that burden comes out of you. And now I decided to forgive them so that that burden can come out of me. And also I can live a free life where nothing is disturbing me inside because already I have parents here and here.
Yeah. The other thing you said I want to touch upon was this idea of, most importantly, there was food, there was shelter, but most importantly, spiritual nourishment. What has that spiritual nourishment meant to you as an adult?
Sincerely speaking, up to now, that spiritual nourishment is what matters to me the most. Even when I went to the university, when I concluded, when I was there, I led a lot, and it was from that spiritual nourishment. Now, when I received Jesus Christ as my personal savior, I feel like my life turned around because I could pray, I could communicate with God, I could tell him my problems, pray for others, and also that forgiveness. It's also tied to that spiritual nourishment and a lot of things. So I feel like my life after receiving Christ became so different and so easy and so smooth.
That's so beautiful. Tell me what you did in college. What's happened in your life from that point until today?
Yes, I believe God has blessed me a lot. I will begin by saying so because in 2021, I concluded my grade 12 here in MCF and I performed very well. And Daddy had seen something in me that was so special because when we applied for schools and everything, he called me and told me that, my daughter, I would love you to be a lawyer. And I was like, I want to go and think. And he gave me time to go and think, come back, think and come back. And finally, I decided to be a lawyer because there is something which was inside me, which was also inspiring me to become a judge. So I went to law school, one of the best law schools in Kenya, most prestigious law school. Is a private school known as Kabarak University. I joined there in 2022 January. I went through the system for 4 years. I recently concluded. And when I was there, God has really helped me a lot because apart from the studies there, I've done a lot of things. I've represented my country in moot court competitions. One of them in last year in Germany, in Nuremberg, and another one this year in the Netherlands, The Egg.
So what were you doing there?
It's a competition known as a moot court competition. Now, a moot court competition is a mock or an imitation of what happens in court. You're given a case, you write the written memorials, and then you go argue before the real judges as if you're in a real court. So because we compete worldwide, it's of international criminal law, which is learned everywhere all over the world. So we compete all over the world, but before you're chosen, we compete internally here. If you do well, you now represent the country out there. So yeah, I represented the country twice last year in Nuremberg, where we also did so well. Among very many teams, in the writing phase, we had 144 teams.
Whoa.
A team consists of only 3 students. And in the oral stage, which comes later now, which they usually select the 40 teams which are at the top, that we were position 3 worldwide.
You're the third best in the world.
Yes.
So you went from being an orphan in a home that only had a meal a day,
Yeah.
running away to escape some of the treatment from your cousins,
Yes.
to being one of the 3 best lawyers in this global in the world, in this global competition. How does that feel?
Honestly, it feels so nice because I didn't imagine one day I could do such a thing. And I think in MCF, I learned a lot of confidence because I was the head girl here. I was a leader here. When I went there, that is what I emulated. And moot court needs someone who can speak.
Yeah.
Because you're speaking before judges who know your case. You should know your case, know those citations, know those other cases. And for me, I love international criminal law a lot because my dream is to be a prosecutor one day before the International Criminal Court. And yeah, and going there this year to The Hague, the Netherlands, I was so impressed, and that inspired me a lot. And yeah, it feels nice to represent my country and my school, and not only to represent them, but also to do so well.
Okay, this is so powerful. What would you say to a little girl, orphan, in Kenya, who might hear this, who is in a similar position that you were in? What would you want her to know?
What I can tell them is that your past does not determine who you are. But where you are at that point, if you focus forward, then that past can act like a driving force for you to achieve the best. Because even I forgot to mention something. Right now, I'm under a certain scholarship, which I'm doing online. I'm studying international human rights law in the Florida State University of Law in the US, which is a scholarship I was awarded as the only Kenyan. Yeah, so what I can tell to anyone going through the same situation out there is that the problems are not the end of life. You can focus, you can use it as a driving force for you to move forward, for you to do great things out there, and everyone will be impressed when they see that you was once no one, but all of a sudden you become someone just like me. So yeah, I believe the future is bright.
Monicah, thank you. You've been wonderful. I can't thank you enough for being willing to sit down and share your story. It's going to inspire millions of people. Yvonne, thank you so much for talking with me. I'm so excited to meet you. We're here at the Mully family.
Yes.
And in Kenya, Africa. And you are from here. Would you mind sharing with me a little bit about your story before you met?
I won't mind.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So once again, my name is Yvonne Koki. I was rescued by Mully Children's Family in the year 2009 in the month of February. I can't remember the dates, but I had just finished my primary school in the village in eastern part of Kenya. I have both parents. I was rescued as a destitute. My parents were very poor, such that they could not be able to provide for my basic needs and also my education. And I am the second born in a family of 6 siblings. So I being the second born and a girl, having finished my primary school, I was at very many risks, especially of getting pregnant or maybe getting early married. And In that case, one of the people who had worked with Daddy Mully in Eldoret before he moved to Ndalani knew our background. So he came and shared their story with Daddy Mully. And also my father was a very drunkard man. He was not responsible. He was not a present father. So being in the hands of a mom who is not educated, who is not employed, it was a very big challenge, because you know, having no job and you have so many siblings, and we were very young. All of us were very young. So she could do casual works to get something just to buy food. So at times we could have even only one meal, and other times we could go without food for some days. So that situation forced me most of the times to drop out of school, to join my mom in doing some casual jobs, of which many times when we worked for some people in their gardens, they could tell us to wait until they get money to pay us, or else they gave us cooked food, which was not even enough for all of us. So in that year, when I had just finished my grade 8, Daddy Mully gave me an opportunity to be rescued to MCF Ndalani. That's where I joined high school in grade 9, and because I was very fresh from the village, very native, very young.
Yeah.
I was 14 years old. So I started schooling, but at the same time, my mind was back at home, thinking about my siblings, my mom, because my mom was always sick, no one to take care of her, no one was there to help her, like raising us.
Yes.
Because also where she's married, the mother-in-law, she didn't love her. So most of the times she could go back at her maternal home to stay there. And when she arrived there, also her father didn't want her back. So she just came back home. So it was a very difficult situation for all of us as siblings. And I explained the same situation to Daddy, and he rescued all of us.
All the siblings.
Yes.
How many?
The 6 of us.
The 6 of you.
Yes. The
And
6 of us.
How did your mom feel about that?
She felt so good. At first, she didn't believe that we are coming to school that will not pay any single coin.
Wow.
She was like, "Oh, are you sure that I'll not pay for any school fees, any pocket money?" And the person who had explained to her about MCF, he told him that I know MCF, and MCF, it's a Christian organization, and MCF has helped a lot of people for free. And Daddy Mully does that because he was called by God to do that to the less fortunate in the world.
Wow.
Yes.
So she almost couldn't believe it was true, that this was going to be free.
Yeah.
And you guys came to live here. So was she sad about not seeing you guys?
She wasn't sad.
Because she
Actually,
was suffering trying to feed you.
One thing I thank God about is because my mom is a very prayerful woman. She prays a lot, and she was always praying for us to be safe and to study hard so that we can go back home and help her, because our situation too was not good.
Right.
Yes.
So she was struggling, and then she had that guilt of what she couldn't provide for you guys.
Yes.
Watching you guys go days without food.
So much.
And that I can only imagine. Are you a parent? Do you have children?
Me, I'm a parent of one.
Parent of one.
Yes.
So you understand that pain of watching your child suffer. So your mother must have felt so relieved to know that a good man was going to come and take care of all of her kids.
I'm always worried about even getting married, because I think I might find someone who is not the father to my child.
Yeah.
And they might not even take good care of him. So at times I want to get married, yes. Is he the right man to to take care of my son. I think about my son more than I think about myself.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. So what was life like when you came here? You said you were a new, straight from the village type of person. What was it like adapting to the Mully family?
So when I came, I was introduced to the teachers, to my very many sisters and brothers in MCF. And the other thing also, having a very prayerful mom, I was not conversant with the church.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the church always. So here, I'm attending the church. Every evening, I'm attending to the devotions. We are praying, we singing new songs that I've never heard. So that too touched my heart. I remembered when most of the times I could hear my mom at 5 a.m. waking up, praying, and I was saying, Mom always makes noise every morning. So I started believing that, so there is God. Actually, I didn't know much about God.
Sure.
Because my mom was forcing me every time to go to church. I could not bother about her.
Yeah.
But when I came to MCF, this is a program. It's they have good teachings about God, very nice songs, and Daddy Mully is coming to the church and preaching to all of us, telling us how God is faithful, how God is his father. So he always tells us, I am a son of God. And he tells us, you are all children of God. Now I came to believe that, so this God is very real. And I got baptized in MCF in the year 2012. That's when I got the new name, Yvonne. Daddy Mully baptized me. Yes. And I also got saved. I now know God. I know the Bible, the Word of God, and I believe there is God in heaven.
That's amazing. During your childhood, I could see where it would be hard to learn about God when you're just trying to eat.
Yes.
And then here, not only are you being fed, but you're being taught. And you learned about God and Jesus, and you've been baptized in the church, and now you're here helping. Tell people what you do now here.
Let me start from when I joined high school. I went through high school until in the year 2013. But before then, in the year 2012, we were given permission to go and say hi to our parents or to our relatives for Christmas.
Sure.
It was for Christmas. So when I went, a guy in the village took advantage of me.
Oh, no.
So when I came back, I was pregnant, but I didn't know.
Got it.
Yes. So with time, it's when I realized, there was something that was happening with my body. So I just hid it until, you can't.
You get to a point where you can't hide the baby.
Yes, you can't hide the pregnancy. So when the doctor realized what was happening, because most of the times I could not stand for long. I could just find myself in the dispensary. I know what's happening, but I was afraid of saying that truth. So when I was tested, the pregnancy was positive. But I thank God when Daddy Mully and Mama Hester knew that, they took their time to talk to me. They encouraged me. They gave me hope of my life. They told me that you should continue with your education. We are ready to support you and with your child, and work hard in your studies. Should not think of escaping or doing something that might ruin your life. So that's something that I remember. They were there for me when I felt I was so down, when I felt that my life was at the end, when I thought of my mom, who had a lot of hope in me. So they encouraged me, they stood with me until I delivered. I delivered in MCF the year 2013. and my child has been brought up here, and he started schooling here. While I was still in college, I left him here, continuing with the education, and right now he is in grade 7, and MCF has also nurtured his talent. He's one of the best in the karate.
Wow.
And is international karate team.
Now, to give it some context for the audience, the karate team here at Mully's family is so renowned that you guys are the 14-year champions of Central and East Africa.
Yes.
And then you guys are going to the world champ right now as we speak. That team is preparing for the world championships.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to see a demonstration later today on that. Is your son going to be in that group?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's an excellent student. He's an excellent martial artist.
Yeah.
And so you said something I just want to hit upon real quick. You talked about when you discovered you were pregnant, before you talked to Dr. Mully, and you were just kind of in that place of shock
Yes.
and complete fear of how people were going to respond. I know you said this, but would you mind saying it again? What was that relief like when he and his wife just embraced you with open arms and said, we're on your side, we're going to take care of you?
It was a very big relief, and I remember I cried, like I was not able to talk, to respond to them, because I felt that how they responded positively to me. It was also a shock to me.
That they were so loving and supportive?
Yes.
Oh.
So I was in a situation that I could not even utter a word to them. I was just crying.
What did you think they were going to say? How did you think they were going to react?
At first I thought they'd take me back to the village, because also, you know, if you have family members or relatives that don't love you, they'll say so many things about you. Some of them, when they heard that I was pregnant, they said I should go and stay with our grandma because she was too old and no one to take care of her. So I was asking myself, am I the kind of people who should go back to the village and just work without any pay, just to take care of my... It's not bad to take care of her, but it was at the wrong time.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a punishment for you.
Yes.
Like, they weren't looking at it as like, hey, we need your help with grandma. It was like, oh, well, you need to go.
Yes.
As a result of being pregnant.
Yes. So when they talked to me and I went back to the dormitory, I thought about my future, and now I started working more harder in my studies. So I worked hard. So I didn't manage to get the best grade, but I tried to get a grade that could take me to the college.
Yeah.
So when I did my high school examination, I got a C plane. C plane is, I was almost about to join a university if it was not for a baby, because I did my exams while my baby was very young.
That's hard.
Yes. So when I got that grade, I went to MCF Yata. That's where I served for 1 year at the ECD. That's where we have the early childhood education for the young babies.
Got it.
So I took care of my baby with the other babies in the school. I could teach them on how to read.
See, and you got to be with your son the whole time.
Yes,
so.
yes.
How special. So because everyone here works and who lives here, and you chose to be here because your son's here, but you're also working here as well.
Yes. So after that, I got exciting news that I was selected to join the college. Daddy Mully also sponsored me to join one of the best colleges in Rift Valley region. I went to Meru National Polytechnic and I did a diploma in agriculture, because agriculture I love agriculture. So I did my 3-year course. Then when I came back to MCF, I worked for 2 years, 3 years in the farm department. So in the farm, I worked in all the departments. I started with the stores, with the record keeping, that time we were planting the French beans. We were exporting the French beans. So I was very good in doing the calculations and also packaging and doing all that.
How'd you like it?
I loved it.
You loved it?
It was my my interest was all there.
There are so many people here, Yvonne, that love agriculture. I was talking to some of the 15 to 17-year-olds earlier today, and I was like, what do you guys want to do when you're grown up? And I had most people say agriculture, and they dreamed about coming back here to work.
Okay, agriculture here in MCF. Let me not talk about anywhere else. And MCF is very interesting because Daddy supports agriculture so much, because almost 70% of the food that we take comes fresh. It's
From your
fresh
own farm.
From our own farm. And even when we don't have rains, he makes sure that there's water from the river and water in the farm. So every season we have fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, and food from our farm.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you're in agriculture for those years. And then from there, did you end up in your current position, or what happened there?
So in the year 2021, around September, I had written a letter of request to Daddy Mully for something that I wanted specifically from him. And then, because we are so many, and mostly when you are from the university or college and you've not had a direct conversation with him, he might not know you very well. So when he saw the email, I had explained everything about myself.
Yes.
Yes. So he decided to look for me. He actually told Angela to call me and tell me that he needs me in his office.
That's his personal assistant, Angela. So he says, he sees your letter. He's like, we need her in my office.
Yes, I need her in my office. I should have a meeting with her. So I came in the evening around 6 p.m., just rushed, I came, and then he remembered me when he saw me. So I explained to him whatever I wanted. He gave me a hearing. He heard about my request, and he told me that I saw what you had written in your email, and I was so impressed.
Wow.
Actually, what he told me is that you know how to write. Your English is good. I don't know I think I don't know how to do it, but he told me something about that, and he asked me so many questions about my aspirations and my interests, and I told him that I'm still aspiring to further my studies. But he told me, once God opens doors, you'll do that. But I'm planning to bring you into my office. That was another shock because I wasn't ready.
So you were excited and maybe a little overwhelmed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Yvonne, this has been so great talking to you. What would be your parting thoughts about Jesus and all of this? How does all of this experience, how does it brought you closer to Jesus?
Oh, Jesus. I believe in Jesus, the Son of God, and I know God is there, God is living, and people should trust that without God, nothing is possible. But with God, everything is possible.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. We want to hear from you. What additional show ideas would you like to hear about? What questions do you have in your heart that we can help answer? Please leave those in the show notes of today's episode or over on Instagram. Thank you for your cooperation in helping make this show the best it can be. Until next time.